Welcome to Springboro 45066 Part 1. In our September-October show, we'll visit the new vet in town, Chip Beale. We'll swing by the schools to get an update on what's happening this fall and visit Lisa at the library to hear all about new and current programming. On our continuing series, highlighting local businesses that give back to the community, we'll return to Eve's Inc. and talk to Kim Loesche. On Meet Your Neighbor segment, I will talk to longtime resident Dr. Marc Greenberg. That's all happening right now on Springboro 45066. We are at 45066 Part 1, and we are at the Main Street Deli here on South Main Street in Springboro, Ohio. I want to thank Steve, obviously, and his family for allowing us to be here. This was Part 1, and Carrie, we had a great show as always.
We do. Kicking off the September-October shows with a brand new vet that has come to town, although his name is probably a little familiar.
The Beale family is well known.
Absolutely. Dr. Gary Beale's son, Chip Beale, just graduated from OSU Veterinary School, and he's joined the practice. So we sat down with Chip and talked to him about his journey and kind of what made him want to practice veterinary medicine in Springboro.
Let's go talk to Chip.
All right, as we said, there is a new vet in town, and luckily, I'm standing next to him today. Dr. Chip Beale, thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
So, as everyone probably knows, you have joined the practice that your father established, Springboro Veterinary Hospital. For anyone who doesn't know, Chip is the wonderful son of Dr. Gary Beale, who has been a veterinarian in Springboro for many, many years. Chip, congratulations on graduating, on joining the practice. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you to come back to Springboro to start your veterinary medicine career.
Well, I am born and raised in Springboro. I was actually a Main Street baby, is what we talked about earlier.
Sure.
I was born on Main Street. Earliest memories, walking from Main Street to my dad's office to meet him after school. And went to school right behind the clinic, actually. We'd walk through the little woods to go to Jonathan Wright.
Sure.
So it was kind of destined from the beginning. So when it came time to graduate, it was really a no-brainer for me to come back here.
Wonderful.
My dad always gave me the options, like, you can go out and work at other hospitals, travel, that kind of stuff. But for me, it's like, it's home, so.
It is. Yeah. I love that. So you have been in Columbus the past few years, getting your education before you could come back here. And I understand you got married and have a little boy.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, I did exactly what anybody would tell you not to do before you go to vet school, is get married and have a kid. But it was the best decision because I was at The Ohio State University, and my wife provided a lot more support that some of my classmates didn't have.
Sure.
And then during my second year, which is the hardest year of vet school, we had my son Gage.
Oh my goodness.
Who will actually be 3 next week.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Gage.
Yeah. And he just added such an outlet for me in vet school to step away from the schoolwork and actually get my mind off things. And
I bet that was a welcome distraction of sorts.
absolutely. I don't think I could have done it without either of them. So.
Very cool. I'm sure Jordan will love hearing you say that. So tell us a little bit about Springboro Veterinary Hospital, the services you provide, just some of the ways that maybe you're different than, some of the other veterinarians around.
My dad, I believe this is his 37th year here, so in this exact building. He graduated vet school in 1982, and the very next day opened his practice.
Good for him. Yeah. Wow.
And back then he was considered somewhat of a pioneer in veterinary medicine because, of course, he offered veterinary services, but he also offered boarding and grooming.
Absolutely.
And a pet shop, things that weren't too common.
It was a one-stop shop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it still is today. We offer a broad range of surgical services now, doggy daycare, boarding. On the holiday weekend, you have to get your reservation because we do book up.
Sure. And you offer an urgent care now,
we do,
correct?
Yeah, that's right.
That's something that I think is really interesting because none of us ever, hope to need that, but it's so nice to have something local, when your furry friend does face an emergency.
Exactly.
How does that work?
Well, it's not a full service emergency hospital, so we don't hospitalize, but we do offer those consultations. If you're on the fence, does my dog need to be seen tonight or wait till the next morning? Those type of things, which is a big decision because when you make that decision to go to emergency hospital, it's a big decision.
It is a big decision. It's a huge cost right when you walk in the door.
Exactly.
And of course, we want the best for our furry friends, but just like with a human, sometimes you don't know.
Yeah.
Is this super serious, or is it just a passing thing?
Exactly. So that's been a very good thing for our clients and for us too. It gets us in touch with our clients, and we're kind of living real life with them.
Well, and it's a very, very cool service that you offer. It's when people are having kind of their worst moment, you're here.
Yep.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you. So if someone wanted to reach you here at Springboro Veterinary Hospital, how's the best way to do it?
We have a very active presence on Facebook, Instagram. We're working with Snapchat. That's kind of new to us. Our website is very cool. It's www.springborovet.com. Yep, and that's the best way to get a hold of us.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Chip, congratulations. Best wishes on your continued success. And we're so thrilled to have you here as, another generation of the Beale family serving our community.
Well, thank you. I'm very excited to finally be back home.
Awesome, awesome. Well, welcome back.
All right, thank you.
Back to you. Thanks, Chip. It was an honor sitting down with you, and we know you're going to be a fantastic veterinarian for our area.
Well, as you well know, schools are a big part of the community. They make you strong, and our schools are second to none.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
So let's go talk to all the school folks.
All right.
Welcome to the show.
It is football season, and we've got some football weather today. I am with two gentlemen who are very important to Springboro Schools and Springboro Athletics, Dan Schreier, the superintendent, and Austin Rhodes, our athletic director. Now, you may be wondering why we're standing out here at the football stadium, which is actually CareFlight Field at Watkins Stadium. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on here. Just from first glance, we can see a lot of updates, a lot of upgrades, and I hear there's some really exciting news.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to come out and share some of the most amazing things that's happened here in recent months. We had a need. We had a need of a football field that maybe had a year, maybe two at best, of wear. But our track was bad. There were actually 2 lanes of the track that were not even usable. We weren't able to even do invitationals here anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Plus our scoreboard needed updating as well. And so thanks to Austin's leadership and with some help from some great people in this community, some great things happened. As athletic director, I give this to Austin Rhodes. He did a great job leading this, and why don't you explain a little bit, Austin, about some of the things that happened?
Sure. As Mr. Schreier said, our team really wanted to get together and do things for the kids. Our kids needed better surfaces to play on, and it was just time to do that. So we went out and reached out, and we've got a great community here and some great businesses that support us. Namely, Watkins Heating and Cooling really stepped up as our main sponsor for the stadium, and that allowed us to kind of get the ball rolling. And when we had that momentum, we had other groups like the Springboro Athletic Boosters and Lunt Orthodontics that really stepped up and got us to our goal.
That's wonderful.
And not only that, we were very blessed that Domino's Pizza came in, as well as the city of Springboro, and helped us financially to be able to finalize this deal and make all the improvements happen.
Awesome. So it was truly a community effort that made this happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So if you wouldn't mind, highlight some of the big, major improvements that we've got out here today.
Well, we've got our new turf.
It's awesome.
It really is, and we had a great team to design, something that would be updated and a cool look for our kids to be proud of. But more important than that, it's a great state-of-the-art surface. It's called 24/7 turf. It also, we installed a shock pad underneath, which is proven to reduce injuries. Namely,
I love that.
Namely with the concussion issue that we have in football and other
Absolutely.
sports. So now with our shock pad, it's also supposed to extend the life anywhere from 2 to 5 years of our turf. So that's a great investment in itself. Our track, as Mr. Schreier said, was in really bad shape, and we've already had people in the community come out and run and just send me an email that, wow, this is just so great. I feel like I can go out here and actually take a jog. And our kids, our track and our cross country programs have really got a great benefit out of that too. So those were the main things, because that's what our students really needed. Just kind of icing on the cake is our scoreboard. It's one of the biggest scoreboards in Ohio, full video scoreboard, fully funded from private sponsorships and that. So, that was really important to us, that we weren't going to take district money to go pay for something like that, but we were able to get some sponsorships, and it really just makes the game day experience really fun. And with the partnership with the city of Springboro, really excited to have some movie nights and some community events here to really bring the community
Oh,
in.
very nice.
What's also nice about that scoreboard, a couple other features. We have a digital media program at the high school.
Yes.
We see that teacher, along with the students, being able to develop videos to actually be shown here on the scoreboard
Wow.
during football games, or if there happen to be a soccer or lacrosse game out here. But because the scoreboard is digital, a lot of scoreboards will have different sponsors that are on the side of the scoreboards, and they're there all the time.
Sure.
This allows the sponsors to rotate through.
Wonderful.
And so the more sponsors, the more visibility on the scoreboard.
Sure. That's awesome. I mean, this facility truly is more of a college level facility. You know, I mean, it's wonderful, and it's so nice to see how Springboro has grown and progressed, you know, through this. This is absolutely gorgeous. If someone wanted to donate to the program or maybe become a sponsor, how's the best way to do that?
Well, you know, we're always looking to build relationships,
Sure.
first of all, with our community. So it's not just about handing over money and putting a sign up. It's
course.
more about, you know, what can we do in a collaborative effort that's good for that company and also helps out our students. So anytime that anyone in the community would like to get more involved in the schools, feel free to contact me or Mr. Schrayer or Scott Marshall, and you know, we can make sure that we get that relationship started.
Wonderful. And Dan, since we've got you here, I'd be remiss to not ask you what's going on with the schools. Can you give us just a brief update on, you know, what's happening in Springboro schools?
Thank you, Carrie. The first month of the school has been so exciting. Every building has something new this year, from the sensory garden at Clear Creek that you're going to be doing a story on later, to the advancement of our STEM education at elementary. At the intermediate building, we're excited this year. We've changed our course schedule from block scheduling to shorter periods, but more periods to enhance our art education, all of the arts, music,
wonderful.
band, choir, the arts, and also STEM there. And we're also thrilled at the high school. Second year for the Biomedical Engineering Academy. Numbers doubled this year. It's an exciting program. Every building with some great academic success this year.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for the update and keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to see how this place just lights up on Friday nights. It's going to be awesome.
Yep, it is.
Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming out in the cold today. And we'll see you both very soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you. Thanks, everybody. As you know, Springboro schools are #1.
Absolutely. And in conjunction with that, to go to school, you got to go to the library.
Absolutely. Let's go see Lisa.
Take a stroll with Lisa.
Greetings from your library. Get ready for cooler weather with some crafts. We have some adult classes coming up. Anna and Mallory, the creative ladies behind Fat Quarter, are teaching machine sewing basics on Tuesday, October 13th, and hand sewing embroidery on November 10th. No knitting needles, no experience, no problem. Join Maddie for arm knitting on October 23rd. Classes are limited with reservations required. Please call 748-3200 to make your reservation today. And now some news from the teen department. Halloween fun for teens 11 through 18. Parents, of course, are welcome too, but perhaps not the younger ones because the show is a bit spooky. Ghostly Tales of Haunted Places, a fascinating look into legends of the spirit world in Ohio. Hear stories, see displays, investigate phenomena, and discover books and research from locations well documented as having a link with the dead. Springboro Library on Monday, October 22nd from 6:30 to 7:30. Registration is requested so that you can receive a reminder phone call. Registration is open now. And then in November, we have Easy Cupcake Decorating for Teens. This is for teens ages 11 through 18. You're invited to an easy decorating class. Simple cupcake ideas that are easy to recreate. No skills are required and the supplies are provided. This will be at the Springboro Library on Monday, November 12th from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Registration is required and registration is now open. And on to the children's information. Fall story times are now in session and will continue through November 8th at the Springboro Library. We would love to have you join us. Baby time is Monday at 9:30. Toddlers have 3 times from which to pick. They are Monday at 10:30 and Thursday at 9:30 or 10:30. Preschool story times continue to be held on Mondays and Thursdays at 11:30, and families of all ages are welcome to attend story time on Thursday evening at 6:30. Story time in the fall, children will visit Cleather's Pumpkin Patch the week of October 8th. And Storytime children in the fall will be trick-or-treating in the library during the week of October 22nd. Springboro Library will celebrate National Chemistry Week with a special chemistry program for kids presented by local chemist Bill Crawford on Saturday, October 27th at 11 o'clock. This year's theme is Out of This World. Advanced registration is required for this program. Springboro Library will be involved this year at the Historical Society's Haunted Hot Dog Roast on Tuesday, October 9th, and again at Monster Mash at Kids Are Kids, October 26th on Friday evening. Stop by and visit with us as we join in the community for lots of fun fall festivities. Plan to join us in the children's tent this year during Christmas in Springboro. All activities in the tent are free. It is located next to the K&W. Dates are Friday, November 16th through Sunday, November 18th. And as always, the most current library information can be found on our website at www.fspl.org. We encourage you to check us out. Back to you.
Thanks, Lisa. Always a pleasure to have you on the show.
All right, so we are heading to our first business that gives back for these shows, and we're heading to Eve's Inc. to talk about what Kim and her staff do to support breast cancer charities for October.
All right.
All right, we are at Eve's Inc. right here in the historic Springboro Business District. I'm with Kim Loesche, the owner and artist at Eve's Inc. Kim is one of our businesses that give back, and Kim does something really extraordinary for the month of October. Kim, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you and Eve's Inc. are offering for the month of October?
Okay. Every October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we run a fundraiser. So 100% of the profit from every breast cancer related tattoo is donated to a local charity. Awesome. This year we are working with a friend of mine who's a breast cancer survivor, also works for Kettering Health Network, to make sure that that is channeled to local women who are fighting breast cancer right now.
Wonderful, wonderful. So basically the proceeds from any breast cancer tattoo during the month of October will then benefit local women who are currently fighting the disease.
Correct.
That is awesome, wonderful. What inspired you to do this every year?
Well, I think everybody has been touched by someone with breast cancer. I have a dear friend who had it very young and made it through her battle and has survived. And so I just think that it's really important. Women's health is very important. And it's just a way that we as artists can give back in a fun way, but a way to pay tribute.
Sure, sure. It is. It's a fun promotion for you guys. Yeah. Wonderful. Now, you also offer some other services for women who may be, either fighting or have just, beaten breast cancer.
So a lot of times after a woman has had a mastectomy, she no longer has an areola. Sure. And so we offer a service where we will actually tattoo it back on where it looks very natural so that it makes it more complete. Sure. Another option is always scar camouflage. So sometimes women choose to have a design, lace work, floral work, something like that over the scarring.
Sure. Scars are beautiful. You have to celebrate them.
Absolutely.
Wonderful, absolutely. Wonderful. If someone wanted to get in touch with you, Kim, regarding, a tattoo, permanent makeup, the scar beautification, how's the best way to reach you?
The best thing to do is either call the studio. It's 937-748-9444. Or you can go through our website, which is evesinc.com, and you can contact us directly through there.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for all you do for the community.
Thank you.
We're excited to help you out this October.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kim. We appreciate all you do for the community.
Absolutely, especially with cancer. It's so near and dear to everybody's heart.
It affects all of us.
It really does.
All right, so I hear a drum roll.
Oh, I do. Yeah, here we go. And it's Meet Your Neighbor, Part 1. We have a very interesting person going to be on the show. He's coming straight from surgery here.
Ooh.
He'll still be in his shrugs. And it's Dr. Marc Greenberg.
Very nice.
Let's go see that clip. Okay, this is Part 1 of Meet Your Neighbor segment. We had the pleasure of having Dr. Marc Greenberg. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Straight from the office. Got the scrubs on and everything.
That's right.
I like it.
I'm making a house call.
Making a house. Well, you never know. The mayor might need one. That's a good thing. So a lot of people won't put a mask around me. I'm glad you didn't bring one. Anyway, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
So go Steelers?
I am.
Oh, me too. Big Steeler fan. My family
I
hates
bleed
me.
black and gold. As you know, my waiting room is black and gold.
Yeah.
Not because I'm a Steeler fan, but I reside in Springboro, a wife and 5 kids. Everybody goes to public school, and my main office is up in Centerville. But I used to work all over the place in the greater Dayton area.
Yeah, well, what kind of surgery do you do?
Well, I prefer to do mostly forefoot stuff, bunions and hammer toes, lumps and bumps, that kind of a thing. And I don't do too much of that rear foot reconstructive or the fracture trauma type stuff. I leave that mostly to the ortho guys.
So you're not really a medical doctor. You're one of those kind of doctors that puts people like me back together.
That's right.
I like that. I can handle that.
And hopefully keep you out of trouble.
I like that too. Well, why don't you tell us about your family?
My wife and I will be married 21 years tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Thank
All
you.
right.
And I've got currently 1 kid in college down at UC. And I've got 2 kids in high school. I've got a junior who's also in the marching band. I've got a freshman who's on the JV soccer team. And I've got twin boys that are in 5th grade.
All right. Where'd you go to college at?
I went to Indiana University.
Oh, Hoosier, huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We donate a win to the Buckeyes most years.
Yeah, the Bucks 77 points this past weekend. Of course, they gave up 31. But now your son's going to be going to UC. You're going to have to be a Bearcat fan. My son went to UC also.
Yeah, but I was very impressed with UC for my daughter. She's in the art program down there.
Great school.
Yeah,
They really got it together. I mean, and now they even have a football program.
they
Pretty
do.
good. Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. Well, I know Lynn is involved in the community a lot of things. There's something you can say about her?
Sure, she volunteers with a lot of stuff, and I always get on her for volunteering a little bit too much. She volunteers at the school a lot. I think at every school, everybody knows her, and probably my kids, because she used to bring the kids down when she volunteered. She does a lot of work for the teachers. She is definitely an advocate for public
I heard her
education.
name before I even knew her.
Yeah,
The
she
teachers
was.
speak very highly of her.
Yeah, she's been very active at the school board level, and when elections come around, you'll see her at every PTO and school board meeting just about. But she is very much on the side of the teachers. So anytime that there's something coming up with contracts, you'll see and hear her around.
She needs all the help she can get. I mean,
Absolutely.
The schools need all the help they can get, so it's a great marriage right there.
That's right.
Yeah, and they have our little darlings, and they groom them, and then when they grow up, they think back about who helped them get there. So it's a very important part of education. You can't say enough. I didn't think about it when I was young, so to speak. I thought about it now as I got older when I needed it, but. Playing sports and stuff, you don't worry about that stuff. But you, as a doctor, you had to go to high school, then would you go 8 years of residency?
No, I did 4 years of college, and then podiatry medical school is a 4-year program. These days, residency training is standard nationally with 3-year programs, but back when I was there, there was a variety of programs. So I did 2 years of residency training afterwards. All my medical training was in Chicago.
Oh, okay, that's a great city. I like Chicago.
It's a busy city. There's a lot to learn.
Yeah, that it is. Well, this sort of changes and shift gears a little bit. What can you tell us about the community? What do you like? What don't you like? What could we do better? I always like people who are on the show as our Meet Your Neighbor segment to share their vision and what they think we could do a little bit better.
Well, I'm no expert. My wife is probably better at this one, but Springboro has a lot going for it. If you're looking for a safe community with good schools, good teachers, and good growth, and it's recognized annually as far as its schools and in the community. It's up there in just about every category, so you can't complain. It's a good place to live. geographically, you're close to a lot of stuff. Dayton, a lot of other major cities, major airports, and Dayton's arts is expanding. So it's getting better and better. What to work on? I suppose I'd like to see a little bit more diversity politically and culturally in the city of Springboro. And maybe that's because I'm a registered Democrat.
Okay, I hear you.
Minority, but I think mostly lately I'd like to see the community get a little bit more behind their teachers.
I think, yeah, I understand that, and I concur with that 100%. I think the one thing in respect, I think probably Warren County doesn't have that Springboro does is our charter. Our charter is nonpartisan. So you can be the mayor, whether you're an independent, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whatever. And a lot of charters, you have to have a primary, and it's partisan and whatever. So I think that offers a lot in our community that a lot of other communities don't have, especially in Warren County, where it is very, very political here, and no question. You touched on it, so we'll leave it at that. But no, I appreciate that. It means that we are trying to do. We want it to be the best place to live. We're all public servants on your behalf, but we live here too. So we got skin in the game, just like you do. We want it to be the best it can be. And from a diversity standpoint, I hear that, and that's probably why I really work hard at networking with the other communities, because I really don't care what they are per se. If we can roll up our sleeves, park our egos at the door, and get things done to make it better for you and the people we serve, then I think we've done our job. And unfortunately, nationally especially, we've just got caught up in so much politics and so much division, and we got to change that nationally. I don't know how well we're going to do it on a local level other than get out and vote. The best we can do, and hope that our vote means something. I'm going to vote until they bury me. I mean, I'm a firm believer in getting out and vote. They say, well, my vote won't mean anything. Well, I've seen elections by a few votes lately, especially.
There have.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, I'm glad. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. I appreciate you being on the show. And I know you got things you got to get done tonight, so we're on a time crunch, so I want to get you out of here as quick as I can. But you look good in your scrubs.
Well, thank you.
And happy anniversary tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Tell Lynn and the family I said hello.
I will do.
Dr. Greenberg. Thanks, Dr. Greenberg, or I should say, Mark. We would appreciate all you do to help people, and not to mention all you do for the community, you and your wife, Lynn. Well, another show done.
We got it in the books.
I know. It's always a pleasure to do it. As Carrie and I said so many times, please let us know. Email us, write us, call us, whatever. Let us know anything we can do to make this show better. It show's for you. We have a lot of fun doing it, and it showcases this great community we live in, we all call home, Springboro. Until next show, we will see you there.
Bye.
Bye.